Hi, what you're watching right now is a replay of one of my weekly live sessions. My name is Benjamin Loh, 30 years of teaching primary mathematics, author of 18 math guidebooks used in schools around the world. Every week I teach this live and you can be in the room. Subscribe so you never miss the next one. So first of all, this 7 that you see here, then you circle off, right? I told you all before, when you see a fraction, you circle the word off after the fraction, and then you point the denominator to the word after off. Okay, so of course, in this case, his money is Jordan. Huh? So, and then the 3 is what Jordan gave to Vanessa. Okay? And then, on top of that, he will give another $300 to Stella. And then, after, meaning this is the next step, he gave 1/3. Okay, guys, what is the 3? Type. What is the 3? What does the 3 here represent? Very good. 3 is the remaining money. And 1 is what was given to Carol. Okay? And then he gave another $250 to Nikki. Okay. Now, 6. Okay, this one important. Guys, what is the 6? Very good. Original money. So what is the 1? 1 is what is left, okay? And then finally, the question is Jordan at first. In other words, the question is total. All right, so let's begin. Okay, and everyone, can you all tell me, is the remainder 4 units? Yes or no? Very good. Yes, very good, very good. The answer is no. Because after he gave 3/7 to Vanessa, that's not all he did, right? So he gave 3/7. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw 7 first. Okay, just to get the question started. So this is the original model, right? And of this 7, okay, this 7 that I just drew comes from here. 3 will go to Vanessa. So let's label that. Dear Vanessa gets this amount of money. Okay, so this is Vanessa. I'm just going to call Vanessa Van. Okay? And then this represents his total. This is Jordan. This is Jordan total. Okay? Now listen. He will give away $300 to Stella. Then the word remainder appears after he gave to Stella. So you need to draw a portion here and you need to label 300. Okay, then you have a remainder. And for the remainder, we will pull it down. Okay, all of you, what do I always say about remainder? Yes, 300 is not 1 unit. You can draw your 300 like this. You can draw your 300 like this. You can draw the 300 like this. Just don't draw 1 unit. Okay, don't do this because otherwise you're saying 300 is 1 unit and you have no proof of that. Okay, could it be 300? Possible, but you have no proof. Okay, so you can't do that. So anyway, remainder is, bring down. Very good, excellent. So I said before many times, you bring this down. Excellent, excellent, well done. And you will see that the model that I just drew is not the same size as this. All right? Now, based on what I've drawn, can you tell me, if I were to cut this into 3, right? Will each of this be bigger or smaller than each of this? Bigger or smaller? Will the one here be bigger or smaller? Actually, at this point, you wouldn't really know. You wouldn't really know. But there is a way to know. Okay, but before I teach you how to know, we are going to label other things. So what are we going to do next? We are going to go to this one. He gave 1/3 to Carol and then another 200 to Nikki. And then he will have some money left. So there are many, many things to write. So first, he will give 1/3 to Carol. 1/3. Let's say this is Carol. And then he will give 250 to Nikki, right? But 250, again, it's just like 300. 300 is not 1 unit, right? So likewise, 250 cannot be 1 unit. Okay, it can be anything other than 1 unit. So what you do, just put a random place. Okay, just randomly put it. And then let's say this is 250. All right. And then let's say this is Nikki. And then we put 250 here. Okay, always label all your information. So I'm going to draw this up here. And I'm going to draw this up here. And this is also 250. Okay, this is also Nikki. Okay, so that's 250, okay? Then finally, he will have 1/6 of his money left. Now, what I'm then saying is that this is 1/6 of the total. In other words, right, if this is 1, I can cut this into 6 parts, something like that, right? Okay. Can anyone tell me how to continue? That's it, right? I've done all the information already. I got nothing left. And I know that this is 1/6 of the total. Okay, what would you do at this point? Okay, good try. Okay, anyway, let me tell you lah. You see this number here? This is his money. And at the same time, 6 is his original amount of money. In other words, these two numbers are equal, right? So what we should do is we should change the 37 and the 1/6 both into the same common denominator. So let's say now I put 1/6 and 37, and then I change both to 42. Okay, because 6 times 7 is 42, right? And then this one will become 7, this one will become 18. Okay, this one is times 7, so here times 7, this one times 6, so this one times 6. So actually what I was asking you all, what to times 6? Actually, I was looking for 37. Okay, I was looking for 37. Very good. Anyway, now that we know this, what does that mean? Okay, listen. What that means is that this total is now made up of 42 units, because that's our new common denominator. It also means that the 7 is 7 units, and this 7 units and this 18 units, okay, the 7 units is the what? Remainder of the remainder is the left, right? It's the left. So if this 1/6 of the total is left, then I know that this is equals to 7 units. So technically, I know that this is 7 units. Can anyone tell me what to do from here? You have 42 units, you have 7 units, you have 18 as well, right? 18 units. 18 units is Vanessa. So this is 18 units. Okay, let's label that. Okay, then what do I do? Quick pause. You're watching a replay, but this happens live every week. When you join live, you can ask questions. Your child's exact problem. I will work through it in real time. Subscribe to join the next one. The link is right below. 42 minus 18 minus 7. Yes, actually that is a good way of thinking. So 18 minus 7 is 25. 42 minus 25 will give you 17. So technically speaking, 17 would be here. Okay, what would you do next? If I take 42 minus 18 minus 17 minus 7, I will get how many units? Wait. I didn't label this correctly. I think I mislead you all. This 17 is not so short. Let me rewrite this a bit. 17 will be here. Okay, a little bit longer. It will be up to here. Okay, why is this 17? Because when you take 42 minus 18 minus 7, you are subtracting away this. You are subtracting away this part. So you are left with this part. Okay, so this part is your 17. So 17 is here. Okay, now I'm gonna show you all something. Okay, now this is what we're going to do. You to imagine that I complete this model over here. Now this model by right, I shouldn't be able to complete because it doesn't really exist. But this part of the model, and I use a different color, okay, just to represent that it's not really there. What I want you to note is that this portion of the model is actually made up, can be split into 3 parts. Can anyone tell me how much is one of those 3 parts? 100. Very good. Fantastic. Okay, so 100 is this, 100 is this, 100 is this, and the reason is because this is 300. Okay, now I'm going to call this one part. Okay, one part. And to keep it short, I'll just put 1p, okay? So p is for part, one part. Okay, now do you know why I split it into 3 parts? Anyone knows? 3p is 300. Okay, actually 3p is not 300, but it's related to that. You see, I only have 3 boxes here. So if I were to cut this portion into 3 equal parts, I can take one part to join this, take one part to join this, take one part to join this, and then I can redraw this model. This is actually, equalization in that sense. You're right. So now, because of this, right, now if I were to extend this model one more time, and I draw the model below, okay, tell me if you agree. This is one part plus 100. One part plus 100. One part plus 100. Can you all see what I'm trying to do? This is why I cut it into 3 parts, so that I can share it out. Okay, so that I can share it out. Okay, next question. Children, how many units is this? The answer is 24. Fantastic. How do you get 24? Very simple. If this is 18, then this is 6. If this is 6, and also if you take 42, you divide by 7, you also got 6, right? That means this is 6, 6, 6, 6. Therefore, 24. So this is 24 units. Okay. If this is 24 units, children, how much is this? Very good. 8. Fantastic. Okay. So if this is 8 units, right? Okay, now a little bit of algebra. Listen up. If this is 8 units, what do I write here? One part is therefore equals to what minus what? Let's see who can figure this out. One part is equals to what minus what? Can you see it? Very good. Well done, well done. 8 units minus 100. Clever. So this is 8 unit minus 100. All of them are 8 units minus 100. So technically, all these are equal. Let me show that. Okay. Okay. So that means I can, by right, I can take this and I can duplicate. I can put here. I also can put here. Okay. This is correct. Okay. I want you all to put on your thinking cap a bit. Tell me if this is true. Wait, let me see how to say this to you. Okay, I know. I will take this away. Watch, keep your eyes peeled. I will take this away. I will duplicate this. Because this is one part, I'll put it here. And then now my question to you is, how much is this? Okay. Nikki is 250. Maybe I need to write 250 there for you to see. Nikki is 250. This part is equal to this part. All right, guys, now tell me, what is 24 units made up of? Come. What is another way of saying this 24 units in this form? It is made up of how many units and how much? What would it become? If you combine this with this, with this, with this, you will get this, right? So what will this and this and this and this become? Fantastic. 450 and 15 units. Very good. Fantastic. So now, if I were to combine them for you to see, all right, I'm going to write all that down. So it's 300 plus 8 units minus 100 plus 250 plus 7 units. This will give me 15 units plus 450. And this is equals to 24 units. This is equals to the 24 units. So this is 15 units plus $450. Okay, this one is 42 units. Children. Sorry, not 42, 24 units. So children, can you tell me how many units is 450? If this is true, how much is 450 in units? How many units? Come on. Okay, the rest of you, many of you got it right now. Yes, fantastic. This is 9 units. So how much is 1 unit? We're almost there already. We almost answered the question already. How much is 1 unit? Yes, very good. So 1 unit is 50 divided by 9 equals to 50. If 1 unit is 50, drum roll. What's the answer to this question? Yes, then the answer is $2,100. Okay, very good. Because the total is 42 units. This is 1 unit. Take this times 42 lah. Okay, so to find the total, so to find Jordan at first, which is 42 units. That will be 42 times 50 equals 2100. That is what every live session looks like, built on 30 years of teaching and 18 guidebooks written to make math simpler for children. The difference between watching a replay and joining live is that live, your child's questions get answered. Subscribe now. Come live next week. I'm Benjamin Loh. See you in the room.